Seattle. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the New York Yankees taking on the Seattle Mariners. Festivities are wrapping up. This place is rocking. The home opener is coming up next. And taking the ball for Seattle, George Kirby.
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down. So that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. leading things off and takes a strike.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
And that one misses up and in. 1-2 to count. Battling here as he fouls it away. Lifted in the air, right center field. Rodriguez on the move, pulls it down, and he makes the catch.
Batting second, right fielder Aaron Judge.
Check swing, but he went too far. That's strike one. Swing and a ground ball. 2 quick outs at the top of the first here tonight. 2 down, bases empty. And now Cody Bellinger. That one fouled off. Two down, nobody on. Oh. Two. It's off his shoulder, eats him up.
Pulled that one right in the direction of the shifted defense, but no one could make a play on it. I mean, that's his approach, and it's probably not changing.
Foul ball there. Next pitch is outside. Swing and a miss at a slider.
Well, and those hitters count. Sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
Hit on the ground to short. Crawford whips it to first, and that's the inning. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And going to the mound in this one for the Yankees, Garrett Cole. What's the word on him?
Boog, this guy usually turns in a very good outing. His teammates really enjoy when he's on the mound. Everyone seems to be loose, which can help the offense be a bit more dangerous. So if you look at the opposing lineup, they're hoping he doesn't just settle in. They want to make this an uncomfortable start from the beginning.
Randy Arozarena getting ready to hit.
That's the ball.
Swing and a miss, strike one. Swings through that. Hard ground ball, base knock. So a man on base to start the inning.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. There's nothing cheap about the way he got that one through the infield. That was ripped, caught out in front.
This one swung on and hit well, way back there. See you later. A 2-run homer. The Mariners strike first. It's 2-0.
Well, he went up there 0-0 looking to do damage. I think he had his sights set on that pitch. He went and got it and circled the bases.
Here's Josh Naylor.
It can be tough to bounce back after a big home run, but nobody on, nobody out. You just have to treat it as a fresh inning.
That's ripped. Base hit.
Stringing them together, that's 3 hits in a row. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
Ground ball to the right side. And it goes just foul. Here's the 0-2. And that's outside. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. On the ground out to short. Off balance speed. There's one. A sensational double play. Base is empty after the double play. Brendan Donovan, the next to hit. And it's fouled away. Base is empty, 2 away, but 2 runs are in here in the 3rd and final game of the series. Comebacker to the mound. Out with room to spare, and that's the inning. Back in Seattle, now up as the Yankees DH, Ben Rice. There's a strike at the knees. In the air to left center. Refsnyder has a beat on it. Takes it in for the out.
Batting 6, shortstop Anthony Volpe.
check swing, but he went too far. 0-1.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might beat you. Not an easy out by any means.
This one popped up. Naylor moving under it. And there's 2 down. 2 outs, base is empty. And now the center fielder, Trent Grisham. Just missed. And that's in for a strike. And the count 1-1. Fastball for a strike. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Two down, nobody on. And it's even up.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Comes the 2-2. And there's a ball. This is downstairs, and that's ball 4.
Batting 8th, third baseman, Jose Caballero.
First pitch swinging. The 0-1.
Whoa.
Ripped into right center. Should be extra bases. Grisham around third. He'll score, and now they trail by 1.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap.
New pitcher on now, Jose A. Ferrer.
Pretty big spot he's coming into, trying to strain that runner at second base. So he's going to need to make some quality pitches. He does have first open if he needs to use it.
Next to hit, Austin Wells. Inside. Ball 1.
Ball out there on the mound. He's got to go right after this hitter because you don't want to turn this lineup over. This is the guy that you've got to get that final out, get out of this inning.
That one misses, and it's 3-0. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Up next for the Yankees, second baseman
Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1.
There was a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
In the air, left field. Ref Snyder on the move. Can't get the glove to this one. It falls in, and it hops over the wall for an automatic double as a run scores on the play. And that ties the game. at 96. That pitch is in for a strike. That one missed. And a big swing and a miss. Pitch misses. Ball 2.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
That misses the zone. Full count now.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one.
Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. And one hops off the wall, and this could score both runners. In comes the run from second, and they lead by 2.
Seeing some good swings from him right now with consecutive extra base hits. Loud.
New pitcher for the Mariners, Troy Taylor.
And that's a big potential run out there at second as he comes in trying to keep the deficit where it is. For the infielders, they got to be thinking about keeping the ball from getting by them into the outfield any way they can.
Bellinger up to hit.
Strike. Woo.
That one is absolutely belted. Way back there, it's got a chance. Makes the catch up against the wall. Bottom of the inning, and stepping in for the Mariners, Rob Refsnyder.
Left fielder, Rob Refsnyder.
Inside, almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Swing and a miss. There's that changeup. Now a step off the rubber to reset. Late on that fastball.
When you throw a fastball by a guy like that, I imagine it's got to feel incredible. Look for him to throw it again at some point.
That one back up the middle, and it gets through. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Shortened the bunt and missed it. It's 0-1. That one pulled foul. And he grounds one to the right side. There's one. Goes to second. Safe there. So now with one away and a man at second. Digging in, J.P. Crawford. The shortstop takes the ball. And a swing and a miss. Next pitch misses. Full count now. That one to first, and that chance handled. The tag, and he's out.
Batting ninth, second baseman, Leo Rivas.
Tap foul at the plate. Swing and a bouncer. Over to Goldie. Inning over. Back at T-Mobile Park. So now the Yankees cleanup hitter, Paul Goldschmidt. That one lifted to left. And a quick out, number one.
Almost a loud start to the inning on that first pitch. Man, he's going to want that one back, no doubt.
Nope, that's away.
Line drive, base hit. And that's a one-out single.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Volpe at the plate now. That's ball one.
Great velocity at 97 at the top of the zone.
And the sweeper misses for a ball. There's a strike. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
For the Yankees, center fielder Trent Grisham.
Whoa.
In the air, left field. Ref Snyder turns to the right on the move. And that is that. Set for the bottom of the third. Here's the Mariners leadoff man, Randy Arozarena.
Randy Arozarena.
This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Oh, and 2 now. Ball one there.
Really nice slider right there, sweeping across the dish, but just couldn't hang the edge.
Outside with a breaking ball.
The only adjustment he needs to make is his target. If you aim at the outside corner, that slider's going to end up way off the plate. Perhaps look a little more down the middle, and you get it right where you want it.
Blows the high heat past him. That's a strikeout.
Center fielder Julio Rodriguez.
And that one missing low. Almost got him. That's to third. Caballero to first. And two straight set down to begin the bottom of the third.
Up next.
Two
for
down,
the
bases empty.
Mariners,
Josh
first
Naylor
baseman,
up next for the
Josh
Mariners.
Naylor.
1 for 1 with a single so far.
You want to be
That's low.
patient here. Try to work a walk if you can. You've got a big power bat behind you in the on-deck circle, and with 2 outs, 1 swing can put you right back in this ball game.
Two down, nobody on. Up the middle, and he knocks it down. Not in time.
No,
he's safe.
Up next. for
Hey, I
the
got to give him credit for
Mariners,
busting it down to
catcher,
first to beat out that hit.
Jack
Speed is obviously not a big part of his game.
Swing and a miss as he was out front. Check swing. He went. That's strike 2. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Naylor, the runner at first with 2 gone. Foul ball, still 0-2. That's a little bit low. Swings and misses. Third out. That ends the frame. Back in Seattle, all set for the start of the inning. Jose Caballero stepping in now for the Yankees. On the ground to the left. Tosses to first. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Up next for the Yankees, catcher Austin Wells.
No, that's a ball. Hey. Oh.
That one missed. And there's ball
Take your
4.
base.
Up next for the Yankees.
Back to the top of the
second
Yankee
baseman,
order.
Jazz
Now it's the
Chisholm
second baseman,
Jr.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1. Top of the zone for a called strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Man at first, 1 away. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The high heat,
Up
too
next
much on
for the
that one.
Yankees, right fielder Aaron Judge.
Foul ball. That's to third, and that one handled. Third out. Ready to go, bottom 4. And now for Seattle, Brendan
Third
Donovan.
baseman, Brendan Donovan.
Outside
No,
low,
that's a ball.
ball 1. Ground ball left side,
Ball.
and that's just foul.
You know, this is a good time to step out of the box, take a deep breath, reset. A couple of change-ups. Probably won't see another one here.
To third. Over to Goldie. And one gone in the fourth as they get the leadoff man.
For the Mariners, left fielder, Rob Refsnyder.
Oh.
Grounds one to short. Volpe fires over to first. Already two gone here in the home fourth.
For the Mariners,
And now Dominic Canzone. He's 0 for 1. And that one ripped to left. That's a hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Up next for the Mariners, shortstop J.P. Crawford.
Up the middle, and it's through for a hit. So that's two straight 2-out hits. And up next for Seattle. Leo Rivas grounded out back to the pitcher his first time.
Ball. Whoa.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
And that one fouled off. 2 on, 2 outs. And fouled off.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Base is now loaded with 2 away.
He was all over that one. Didn't get any air under it, but
Camilo Doval comes on now.
Well, no margin for error in terms of throwing strikes with the bases loaded. Just has to execute one pitch at a time to try to get out of this.
And now he steps off. Big pitch coming. Swings through that one for strike 1. Tap foul at the plate. All loaded up. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's a strikeout. Matthew Ross says he went around. Back at T-Mobile Park, new inning getting started. Cody Bellinger stepping in now for Matt Brash gets the call from the pen.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton. You know, these Yankees putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
The 1-1. A little out front there as he swings through it. That one to first. Naylor takes it to the bag, and the leadoff hitter retired in the 5th.
For the Yankees, First baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
Ball.
He doubled up on the off speed there. We talk about the power fastball, but he's working a little differently here.
Swing and a ball lined out towards center. That's out number 2. 2 outs, base is empty. And stepping in for the Yankees, Ben Rice. 1 for 2. And first offering is fouled off.
That's a ball.
Two down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. Fights it off. He'll see another. Here's a 1-2. Got him looking. And that is that. Back in Seattle and stepping in for the Mariners, Julio Rodriguez.
Infielder, Julio Rodriguez.
The 1-0.
Ball 2.
A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
3-1 now. On the ground to third, and that one finds its way through. And a good start to the inning.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason. You're so much more likely to get something you can handle. Just one of those seeing eye base hits through the infield. He just kind of rolled over on it a little. But sometimes those can find
Brent Hedrick on the pitch here.
And this is an important part of this game. Tight score and still a lot of outs to get. So they're looking for a big outing out of him right here to get some critical outs.
Check swing went around. That's strike 1. Left field. Takes it in for the out. 1 out, man at first. Now the catcher up to hit. Cal Raleigh, the switch hitter batting right. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. And the count even 1-1. Steps off, checks the runner at first. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Up next for the Mariners, third baseman, Brendan Donovan.
In the air, left field. And it falls. And now first and second with 2 outs.
Up next for the Mariners.
Stepping in, Rob Refsnyder. Osvaldo Bido gets handed the rock out of the pen.
Well, at this point in the ball game, we're talking about middle innings, and we need a little length out of this arm coming out of the bullpen. We'll see just how many outs he's able to give his skipper.
Steps off, lead runner back to second. Swing and a pop-up. That is the inning. All set for the top of the sixth. And stepping in for New York, Anthony Volpe.
Now pitching.
So out of the bullpen for the Mariners, Carlos Vargas.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
And that one is lifted in the air. Canzone in position, brings it in. And there's one down.
Up next,
Grisham, first round pick of the Brewers in 2015. And that drops in for a strike. The 0-1. Vargas, 26 years old, and he was born in the Dominican Republic.
That's the ball.
That just
No, that's
misses.
a ball.
Ball 3. Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play. Caught him looking for the K.
Up next for the Yankees, third baseman.
And next for New York, Jose Caballero. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Ball 2.
He swings and fouls one off. Two down, nobody on. That one fouled off. 2-2. The other way, and that'll fall for a base hit. And they have their first hit since the third inning.
Anything but pretty right there, but he'll take it every time. He clearly didn't catch that one on the big part of the bat, just kind of muscled it out there. And, you know, on the mound, it can be pretty frustrating for a pitcher, but you just kind of
run around the move. That's in for a strike. Throw to second, out of bounds, safe. Man on second, 2 down. Hit on the ground to the right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Bottom of the 6th, and now for Seattle, Dominic Canzone.
Right fielder, Dominic.
So they turn to the lefty in this spot, Ryan Yarbrough.
Still a lot of game left, and this game could go either way. So this is a big opportunity for him to get some important outs and try to help carry this lead into the later innings.
Foul ball there.
Well, these Mariners doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. They're up to double-digit hits as a team, and if it seems like they haven't been barreling.
Over to Goldie. Quick recovery from the misplay pays off for the out.
Mariners, shortstop J.P. Crawford.
And you know, that strikeout total, only 2 so far, really tells you they're not just running into good luck and getting hits to fall. They're earning those knocks.
Here's a 1-1. Chopped to the right side. Goldie. Here's the tag, and he's out. Here's the second baseman, Leo Rivas.
Second baseman, Leo Rivas.
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
That's a base hit. So now back to the top of the order. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
That's back-to-back singles for him. You'll often hear the is short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
Pitch misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss. Arozarena started after it, tried to hold up. Now a look to first, did not go. Check swing called strike. And the count's full.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. And he walked him. And after that long battle, he's aboard representing the tying run. Julio Rodriguez coming to the plate now in a big spot. He's already homered here in this one. Jake Bird into the game.
Jake Bird.
The Mariners with the go-ahead run at the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch misses, and that's ball 3. Two on, 2 outs. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Payoff pitch. Called out on strikes. Back at T-Mobile Park, here's the Yankees leadoff hitter, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
No.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but So many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last two pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
Here's a 3-0. Right through there for a strike. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike two. Payoff pitch. On the ground to first. Naylor steps on the bag, and they get the leadoff hitter in the seventh.
Up next for the Yankees, right fielder Aaron Judge. Now pitching.
Edward Bizzardo will take over here. He's into the game with the bases empty. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider. That one finds the zone. That is strike two. On the ground. A dive. Nice stop. Over to first. Nicely done for the out.
Up next for the Yankees, left fielder Cody Bellinger.
Two down, bases empty. Now the left fielder, Cody Bellinger, 1 for 3.
Nope, that's off the plate.
Swings and misses. And it's 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off. Two down, nobody on. Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. Carrying well. Out of here. He crushes that one to center field. And they tack one on the board. It's 5-2.
I'm sure he wanted that pitch down below the zone. It stayed up a little bit. He paid a dear price for it. Just a great swing to the ball, through the ball, and a nice round tripper.
That's outside.
That's a ball.
Ball one. Next offering is fouled back. Ball to strike. The pitch. That one fouled off. The 1-2. And they'll do it again.
Well, pretty clear to me. He was trying to go deep right there, but you got to get a pitch that you can handle.
And now the count is even. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. 2-2 now. Got him looking. That was pretty nasty. Back in Seattle and stepping in for the Mariners, Josh Naylor.
First baseman, Josh Naylor.
Some hitters are just more confident they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
Can't make contact with the sweeper.
Good pitch right there. Tied him up on the hands. If I'm out there on the bump, I'm going right back in there.
Hard liner. That's a fair ball, and it's getting into the corner. Throws to second. It's a double. Third hit of the night for him.
Well, he found himself behind in the count right there, but he didn't give in. Really important at bat coming up now. If you're going to get something going, this is the time to do it. You get the leadoff man on. Everybody's got to look over the shoulder and say, I'm just going to keep the line moving. Don't try to do too much.
Way inside. That just missed. He walked him on 4 pitches. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Now the third baseman, Brendan Donovan. Tim Hill on a pitch out of the pen here. Bunting, and he pops it up. 1 away.
Up next for the Mariners, left fielder, Rob Refsnyder.
Now before the pitch, he looks him back. And there's a ball.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Slapped hard the other way, but foul. The M's with the tying run at the plate here at the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a chopper. Just foul down the right field line. Wow. In the air to left center. Grisham settles underneath it. And there's 2 down. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Dominic Canzone up next for the Mariners. Now a pop-up on the infield. Caballero under it. And that's the 3rd out. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now the DH, Ben Rice. Right through there for a strike. And strike 2. Good job to fight that one off. And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball.
For the Yankees, shortstop Anthony Volpe.
Yankees up by 3, and we're in the top of the 8th. Pop foul out of play off to the right. Swings and misses. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one. 2 outs, base is empty. Now here's Trent Grisham. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. He'll take a jog around the bases. And they add to the lead. It's 6-2.
At this level, you got to be good. Sometimes you got to be a little lucky. That was a pretty nasty pitch. Sinker on the outside corner, but he did a great job of covering it, and he hit the ball out of the park.
Foul ball. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch, keep the at-bat alive.
2 down, nobody on. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. And now for Seattle, J.P. Crawford.
J.P. Crawford.
Whoa.
Just missed. Off the mark there. 3-1 now. That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Take a base.
Up next for the Mariners, second baseman, Leo Rivas. Now pitching for the
New pitcher for the Yankees, Fernando Cruz.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Check swing, but he went too far. Strike 1.
Now these guys definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap, but you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
And that skips in the dirt. That misses the zone. Ball 2.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Rolled slowly to first. Throws to second for 1. Back to first, but not in time. Now it's Randy Arozarena.
For the Mariners, designated hitter, Randy Arozarena.
Right side. 1 and second.
You're
Double
out.
play. What a twin killing to end the inning. Back at T-Mobile Park, here's the Yankees catcher now, Austin Wells.
Now pitching.
So they turn to their closer, Andres
Number
Munoz.
75.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
That catches the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Munoz measures 6 feet 2 inches. He features a slider, a 4-seamer, a sinker, and he works in a changeup. Got him looking. And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth. The 1-0.
That's a good miss off the inside part of the plate. You'd much rather miss there than out over the plate where this guy could do some real damage.
2-0. And that's down and away. And that's ball 4.
Up next for the Yankees, right
Runner
fielder,
on at first with 1
Judge.
gone. Now the number 2 hitter, Aaron Judge. He's got the power, but great contact skills. One of the best contact hitters in the game. Here comes the pitch. Runner breaks for second. Strike in there. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Crawford throws to first in time. 2 away.
Up next for the Yankees, left fielder Cody Bellinger.
He gets the intentional walk here, and now will force at any base with 2 gone. Here
Up
is
next for the
Goldschmidt.
Yankees, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt.
Swing and a miss. 0-1. Swings through that one.
2 really good back-to-back sliders. Now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
Swing and he popped it up. Raleigh under it. And that'll do it. Back in Seattle and stepping in for the Mariners, Julio Rodriguez.
Julio Rodriguez.
sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Everything came together for him. Everyone's trying to elevate the ball in today's game, but if you hit a ball that hard on the ground, it's going to find some holes.
Check swing, and he went. And that is strike one.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense. Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for two.
The 0-2. Struck him out swinging. Went back to the splitter, and it was effective. One out man at first. Cal Raleigh now at the plate. 0 for 3 in this one. Late swing, foul to the left. 0-2 now. Here, bottom 9, and the home team trying to rally to at least tie it up. That one not close. Ball 2. And that's downstairs and outside. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Man at second. And he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strikes.
For the Mariners, third baseman, Brendan Donovan.
So the closer summoned from the bullpen, David Bednar. Runner at second, 2 down. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Out to short. He gets there with the slide. To first. And what a play. Ball game.
Nice work out of the bullpen for that first MLB win, Boog. They turned to him when they didn't have the lead. He kept things steady, and he's rewarded with the W.
And your final 6-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long from T-Mobile Park in Seattle.